Welcome to another Modular Wild profile. Today is an overview of the Evaton Technologies CLX Eurorack module right here. Its simple layout provides 50% duty cycle square wave generators available at the A and B outputs found here and here. These provide two fully independent square wave LFOs operating between 0.5 Hz to 135 Hz. Both are manually adjustable via the two potentiometers found here on the front of the panel. Range can be switched between low, covering between 0.5 Hz and 10 Hz, and high, between 7 Hz and 135 Hz at these two switches. Low frequency settings can provide clock, gate, or trigger sources. These can in turn be used to drive sequencers and switches, sample and holds, envelopes, VCAs, drum modules, or any other input in your Eurorack system accepting a 0 to 8 volt DC signal. High frequency settings go into the low audio range, which make great fixed oscillators or drones in your patches. CLX also makes available clock logical outputs available at the bottom as the AND and XOR outputs. Each of these outputs is determined by the settings of your A and B clocks, right up here, that we were talking about a little while ago. The AND output at the bottom will send a logical high signal when both A and B are high. The output labeled XOR does something a little different down here. If you're into electronics, you might be familiar with this type of logic. But despite the label of XOR, this is actually an XNOR output. So let's talk about the two types and figure out what it can do. An XOR, or exclusive OR, logic gate outputs high when either A or B is high, but low when both are high. Here's a truth table to get an idea of what I'm talking about. As you can see from the truth table, when both A and B are low, your output will be low. When A is low and B is high, your output will be high. When A is high and B is low, your output will be high. And then when both A and B are high, your output will be low. It works a little bit differently for XNOR, which is actually the inverted of XOR. So let's take a look at that. From the truth table, you can see that when A and B are low, the output will be high. When A is low and B is high, the output will be low. When A is high and B is low, the output will be low. When A and B are both high, your output will be high. By comparing the two sides of the outputs of each of the tables, you can see that it's the exact opposite, or the inverted, output from the two tables. So everything that was low becomes high, and everything that was high becomes low. It's another way to look at it. So you're probably asking yourself, if this output is actually XNOR, then why the label of XOR? Well, that's a really good question, because I had that myself. After talking to Russ at Evaton Technologies, he said that the XNOR actually seemed to work more musically and rhythmically with the other outputs used at A and B and the AND, and it was a little too late to change on the faceplates. And if you can look right here, it actually seems to fit a little bit better on the faceplate right there. One final note about the XOR output is that it varies as the A and B clocks go in and out of phase. Interesting results can be achieved when triggering envelopes or VCAs with this. Now with your two independent clocks and logical outs, you can get complex rhythms and sequences in time with one another. Stay tuned for an upcoming demonstration of the CLX module in action. We'll be looking at maybe some synth patches and some drum patches. So, see you next time.